Hello, everyone. Welcome to Age of Conflict, and today we're going to be having a lot of people fight for Earth. Now, a lot of you may be wondering, what is that Lemon Island? That Lemon Island is there to balance things out so every player doesn't have, or every region doesn't have more than one player kind of hugging up right to it. So, essentially speaking, let's introduce our contestants. Starting from the Canadian region, we have somemellofellow. Now, essentially speaking, we're going to use somemellofellow to also go over the statistics and the rules of the game, by of which the area, obviously, if the area is 0, they have been conquered, they no longer exist. The amount of gold is everything. Everything runs off gold. You need gold to wage wars, you need gold to defend yourself. If you don't have gold, you are going to perish. Though you probably will make peace long before you do perish, and there's going to be multiple peace, but there will only be one winner. Now, combat efficiency, essentially speaking, will determine how successful you are in terms of trying to domineer your competition. Of course, the good part about this is this is all computer ran simulation, so Zen cannot have too much interaction with it. I'm not going to manipulate things except after we hit year 250. After year 250, we will begin a countdown till year 260. At year 260, the person who has the least amount of area will be Thanos snapped off the map in order to help expedite the challenge. After we have gotten down to the last two combatants, the last two combatants will have their combat efficiency raised to 6, and they will be given the max amount of gold. I believe 999,999 is the max. It might be 9 million. I'm going to do 6 or 7 nines. Basically, that's the gist. But we have somemellofellow. Below on Lemon Island, we have Solid X Snake 1029. And then off the other coast here, we have Salvi. Now, mind you, all of these are streamers except for the IRS. The IRS is... Let's go over to the IRS real quick. The IRS is the ultimate hidden boss. The IRS is going to start at 1 gold, 1 combat effectiveness, and they're going to start off with a slow start with a mountain. Now, essentially speaking, that mountain can become quite a boon late game when people are trying to overthrow the IRS. But, essentially speaking, the IRS could become the final hidden boss that takes over the world. It's done it a few times in previous runs. Right off that, we have Scourge Asa. Yeah. And then we have the famous Mazuka Yuto. The one that got more than one intro section in the screen because we're doing the power of zoomies to try to introduce everyone and everything on this map. And then, of course, we have 2 more contestants. We have Seventheonehere, and then we have myself. Each of us starting off at about 144 area, 10k gold, and 6 combat effectiveness. The combat effectiveness is going to move throughout the years, and essentially speaking, the gold is going to be dependent on how much area and things that each base has. Now, for the most part, when the gold runs out, things will start to be conquered. Let's begin, and y'all can see what will happen when we leave everyone to their devices. See, right off the gate, no one's gained an area yet. Oh, there they go. Solid hit their area quick. But as players hit their main island, we're going to see that they gain an area. Also gave myself a slight disadvantage because the way the map was and the way my brain was at 3 in the morning, decided might as well make some of these long paths. So essentially speaking, have a slow start in Australia. That's going to be rough, but could be worse. Now, essentially speaking, as you see, each player will eventually slowly domineer a good chunk of the map. This whole region is... These two are going to go at it quick. The ultimate question is who's going to be the first one to throw the gauntlet down. Wait, who did it first? Salvi went right for Solid. Now, essentially speaking, before we start doing time zoomies, would like to say thank you to everyone who allowed me to use their name in this challenge. Everyone here is wonderful. They are great streamers, good friends. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Their linkies will be below in the description. And with that said, I'm gonna let everyone go for a few years. 7 declares that's actually about lore accurate. Huh. So gonna give this about the year... We're gonna do 20-year increments. See you in year 35. So, let's talk real quick. The map overall, this whole region has been kind of split between Asa and 7. And then we have... The other contestants have their own island for the most part. Yuto has to fight Asa off their land. But for the most part, every contestant has pretty much their own continent to call their own. Meanwhile, we have IRS Ganon gaining somewhat in power. Oh, so everyone... Oh god. 7 is here for violence. They want to dominate the world. And either way, see you all in a few years. Oh no. So, IRS and Mellow have been going at it for a few years. And essentially speaking, IRS still has somewhat of a foothold in the North American region. Can Mellow hold back IRS Ganon, while at the same time holding back 7 or Solid, Asa, Salvi? Because right now, the problem with the IRS is they immediately become overpowered real quick. You look away from them for 5 seconds, they finally become God. Also, for the most part, yeah, 250 is a good year count. Where after 250, we're going to start monitoring to see who is the smallest. Year 260, 70, 80, 90, and 300 are going to be elimination years. Would like to kind of give a report on where everyone stands before we start crossing names off the list. That being said... We are at the halfway point of the challenge, everyone. And I would like to say there has been quite a few gains in some places. Zenzen has broken onto the mainland. 7 and Asa are kind of neck and neck, but Yuto is being pushed back. We have Solid versus Salvi, and that seems to be a rather odd combat going on. Mellow's over here just kind of vibing. Like, they're starting to take it to the IRS, but on the same note, they're not in anyone else's Cheerios. But essentially, this could be anyone's game. And the best part is, it's all based on RNG. Minus, of course, the final round where we're going to make them fight to the death with a lot of gold. I'm going to say that this is a catchy tune. Sorry if y'all hear me humming it throughout the video. So, we have less than 100 years before we take track. Let's see where everyone stands. Area-wise, IRS is being pushed back. The max area... Don't know what max area means. I believe that's the area that they've had at most. Of course, everyone's been with us since the start, but gold-wise, Zen is broke. The IRS is in the middle, and everyone else is doing well. Oh no. Oh! Oh no. Glad looked over to the right because I almost missed my own eradication. Goodbye, everyone! Zen was the first to fall. Which means 7 has that whole side of the map. Now, essentially speaking, it's a good thing to have. I'm gonna keep this going because it seems like things are kind of staticky. Except for the IRS, who's after everyone's lunch. So, essentially speaking, at the end of the day, the first issue that we're going to run into is the larger you are, the more likely you are to be by multiple contestants. But on the same note, the more area you have to defend, meaning more gold. It's a double-edged sword, but who knows? We have IRS Ganon here about to take... You know, this is kind of fitting. Huh. Really wish could say that scripted this video, but on the same note, have absolutely no hand in it besides setting up and giving players gold from time to time, i.e. the start. Huh. Almost don't want to speed up because once we speed up, it's only a matter of time. At this rate, this is a weird... Oh. The IRS is going for Lemonlandia. Oh, no. Anywho. Let's speed this along just a wee bit. Everyone needs to team up to take down the IRS. As long as they could keep IRS below... Oh no. They have to knock IRS down 5 slots in order to win. Sadly, at this rate, you're about to witness... Let's slow down time. We are about to witness a contestant be taken out by a blob known as the IRS. Oh, they gave peace right before once IRS Ganon has their eyes on you, either you're powerful enough to stop them, or your time comes. Now, essentially speaking, the next issue comes up is near the end. We're gonna see who's winning. But hopefully we don't end up in a tie like most of these videos have been. That's another reason why recording with this took so long, was because so many times it ended up in a draw. And I'm trying to make it so that there's one winner. Which is painful. That being said, we only have a few years until we size up. Oh, sheesh. Almost missed that. So Asa and Mello are on their final. The sad part is there's not much they can do at this point, other than Asa's the next contestant who fell right at year 250. Oh, this is sad. But on the same note, if Mello can hold on for a bit, they could give chance to a fight against the IRS. Are they pushing back the... No, the gold is bleeding too fast. Sadly, will the barrier hold long enough for them to make peace? They made peace with one. Didn't make it with them both. With that said... Oh my god! That being said, though, sadly, Mello, it is year 260. So, you lived against the IRS, but you didn't live to time. It's officially a contest to see who will outlast the IRS. Oh my god, this is very, very, curious indeed. Meanwhile, we have Yuto trying to push against Seven. Salvi and Solid are not fighting anymore because they see, oh, there it goes. Solid, you love making a liar out of me. Meanwhile, IRS Ganon is about to take over another island. They are pushing. It is year 270. We're a few years late. I'm sorry, Solid. You've been here since day one. Guess in the end, you weren't really solid in your defenses. You're going to bonk me in DMs, but that is fine. IRS Ganon has a new land to absorb. Will it be the chaotic being known as Yuto versus the IRS in the end? Will Salvi turn it around? Because we only have a few more years left until the next contestant gets eradicated off the map. That being said, Salvi, I'm sorry. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. IRS Ganon is gaining power. We are one contestant away from the finale. And to put it into retrospect, Seven or Yuto need to knock IRS down by at least 10,000 squares in order to keep Seven in the contest. Oh, stand corrected. Wait to make an ass of me, IRS. Either way, We have a few years left of peace before the next contestant gets off the island. Statistically, it doesn't look likely that it will be Seven who survives the purge. Sadly, with that, the next contestant is getting on the boat and leaving the island. I'm going to give a few years of peace, and then after, we're going to speed this up a bit. 5. That said, all applicable land has now been domineered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 999,999 gold. 4, 5, 6. We will now raise combat effectiveness up. Both sides have, as you see, 6 and 6. We are now going to click on Yuto because it feels only fair that they will decree the fight to the death versus the IRS. The final battle has begun. Everyone is immediately spending their gold. Okay, no. Fight to the death. Go. Go, my children. Whoever spends their gold on the cities the most is the likely one to die. That being said... Oh no. We have come a long way since the very beginning. Let's see where their combat effectiveness lies. Oh god. They are struggling to make ends meet, as everyone is buying up all their nodes. Who is gonna blow it first? The final battle has begun. Love this region here, how it's just like, you know, the corruption in Terraria? That's what it kind of feels like. The IRS is being very irresponsible with their money. Oh no, there goes Yuto's blue. If Yuto keeps buying cities, he's going to lose. And mind you, the issue is... Oh no. IRS Ganon is going up. So, in the area struggle, Yuto only has to hold it until year... If Yuto can turn this around, who knows? Oh god. Though, the factions need to stop spending their gold on cities. This is why the cities are here. To act as a deterrent. To act as a trial. Oh, look at this. Look here. The tail to the IRS could be cut here. Live. My god. Yuto, push for the finale. Go. All you have to do is get to the IRS island and push for the win. These lands don't mean anything except for crippling the foe. My god. We are witnessing true gremlin energy. Here alive, will the world be made pink? Actually, just realized, no, because the IRS bought cities, the fight will continue until Yuto domineers. all the lands. Or until we decide to pull the plug. Because right now, the next issue is... I'm almost gonna say it. This game has a problem where things start to landlock a bit. Like... Huh. Oh no. See, either way... IRS established a core. The problem with the IRS domineering cities is, at this point... Huh. Rightful owner. Huh. Learned a lot about this game in the 30 minutes that recording and setting up this has taken. But I'm going to give this till the year 600 to see who has it in them to win this challenge. Ryuto or the IRS. The final milestone is about to come up. It's almost Armageddon. Almost Judgment Day. Year 600 is coming quick. Will it be Yuto who wins? Or will the IRS remain triumphant? The IRS has gold, but Yuto has area. And that's what we're paying attention to in this. We only care about turf. I'm going to say it. If it was another contestant, would not be ending it at year 600. But because it's the IRS and because this is about to go on forever, we are going to rather set things along nicely. That being said, the final tally for year 600 is Yuto for the win. The IRS had the gold. The IRS had the power in the end. They also took out multiple contestants. But in the end, the IRS could not defeat Yuto. And because of that, just like the War of the Worlds aliens, they too will have become the weakest link. And now, we let Yuto take over the land as essentially the world goes pink. For the first time in forever. Oddly enough, the world looks pretty pink. Either way, real quick, linkies for all the amazing contestants, minus the IRS, are below in the comment section. Please do give love and support to everyone here. Thank y'all for watching. This is Delta Zen, signing off.